Hello everyone, Mr. E here, reporting live for Sloptide News Network, your most trusted source for all things Darktide, Vermintide, and of course, Slop. Today we are talking about a very pressing news item, which is the 10 years of Tide anniversary update that Fat Shark has announced earlier today. Perhaps you saw my alter ego, Mr. E's shitpost on the matter, pronouncing some expletive-laden surprise at the fact that there is a new class emerging on the Darktide scene already, only 6 months, less than 6 months after the release of the RBDs, which is a shock to all of us. Now, before we get into the real details and nitty-gritty of what is in this update, of what is in this roadmap for Darktide and Vermintide, let me remind you that if you want to help support epic games journalism like this, you should subscribe and help me reach Warhammer 40k subs for the end of the year. If all goes to plan, hopefully I'll take on even more slop to fill your troughs with next year. Let's go ahead and take a look at this roadmap, guys. And if you'll permit me a minute here, I would like to get up in my soapbox and speak to my people and speak to Fat Shark as well. We, the people of this fine game of Darktide and Vermintide, like this. This is a positive improvement. It is something I have rallied on before, that I have said would behoove the fine people at Fat Shark to do, that would behoove the players and the devs equally. Because roadmaps like this signify to the public, to your players, that you are invested in the game that they are invested in, that you have things coming, that you have things cooking on the back burners, even if you are not specific, even if you give vague timelines such as Q1, Q2, even if you say something as vague as new class reveal, new map, something to that effect, it signals to your players that you have things coming, that they should retain that level of mental investment that they want to, because players like this game. They need to be given reasons to stay on the hook and interact with this game. And that is a large part of my works here at Sloptide News Network. Is I love this game. I want players to enjoy this game, and I want players to remain aware and appraised of all of the developments and the goings on with the game, because the more at the front of your mind a enjoyable title like Darktide stays, the more that you are willing to come back and play with each new update. And that is how this game can grow and flourish into the years to come. And so even if this roadmap only extends to the end of the year, and perhaps we won't get a roadmap again, but I can only encourage Fat Shark. I might be screaming into the absolute void, but I like to think that somewhere out there is someone very fishy that is listening. If we can get a roadmap like this, perhaps even more vague for Q1, for all the way through the first half of the year, whatever it is, to let us know that you have things planned, I think it would go a very long way towards fostering goodwill within the community, towards showing that we can depend on you guys. And you have absolutely, I want to reiterate this, you have absolutely killed it this year. You have given us so much more in just the last 12 months than we have received in years prior. And I think many people are feeling very optimistic about the direction of the game. So I want to encourage that growth to continue, and thank you for everything you do. Okay. Let's talk about the actual timeline now that I'm done preaching on the matter. First of all, we are already past this first bit on the timeline. It is past October 21st. There is currently an in-game event called Stolen Rations I've reported on previously. It is now October 23rd, which means in Vermintide 2, the Geheimnisnacht, I never remember how to say that, but the Halloween-themed event, the spooky event for the fall season is occurring over there in Vermintide 2, so check that out if you are indeed a Vermintide player. And then on November 11th, we are receiving the new class reveal. Now, in full disclosure, I, Mr. E, know nothing more than you do as a player about what is actually entailed with this new class. I have suspicions, and I have been given very vague hints that someone out there, one of my viewers, has guessed the right thing at least one time. So if you can figure out who you are and what you said, just post it down in the comments, guys. Post all of the things that you guys have ever claimed that the new class might be, and one of those is going to be the correct thing. Thank you very much for your effort. Then past that, On November 20th, we're getting a new level in Vermintide, Return to the Reich, and somewhere in between November 11th and December 2nd, I'm thinking right around this date, there is going to be the embargo lift. So content creators like myself will be able to share all the details of the new class and the new content with you ahead of its release date. Now, you're free to engage in that. Spoilers abound, of course, and I would anticipate there will also be a Twitch Drops campaign if you're interested, perhaps even something new. We'll see. But that is going to be occurring in that time span, and I'll keep you appraised of that as the date approaches. Then on December 2nd, this is the big release date where you will have your hands on the new class and all of the things that entails, which also comes with its own update, which we'll get to the details of in a second. And then finally, wrapping out this roadmap on December 9th, we have the winter-themed event, the winter holiday-themed event, Gifts of the Wolffather, which occurs every year in Vermintide 2. So, good things for players of both Darktide and Vermintide. Let's go down here and see how just incredibly vague they are being about this new class reveal, keeping the speculation as wild as it can possibly be. Perhaps, and absolutely definitely, I will be speculating on this in video form in the days to come, days and weeks to come. And then here we go on December 2nd, the thing that many of you are probably most interested in. What is entailed in this update? Well, it is a major free update that has a new operation mission, we'll touch on that in a second, that is set in the trenches of Atoma and a new limited time special event. So I want to focus on this last piece first, the special event. Note that what is going on currently in the game is called a special event. This is called a special event, and last time we had a special event that aligned with a class release. There was some Aquilas on the table. So perchance, that will be granted upon us most graciously by Fat Shark again. Let's bite our nails and hope that we're going to get 500 delicious Aquilas once again and make us all wealthier than our wildest dreams. The other thing that is going on here is this new operation mission. Now, operations haven't been a oft-mentioned term, but the last time we had a mission that was called an operation was when there was the raid on Rinda and Roden Karnak. When you took down the Karnak twins, I believe that was considered an operation. So these are missions that are very, very heavily entwined in the story, and this is being set in the trenches of Atoma, so an entirely new biome from what we've seen previously, and it's very much making me think of the ending cutscene. I'll edit it in here, but the ending cutscene, or one of the ending cutscenes of the new campaign mode for Darktide, shows the ultimate corruption, the ultimate act that corrupted the Mobian Sixth and turned them to the forces of Nurgle and Chaos and put them on this mission to infect all of Atome Prime. The trenches were featured heavily in that, and I wonder if we'll be returning to a similar location and what this will mean for the narrative thrust of Darktide, because almost certainly, actually I will say certainly, this is going to play a very, very large part in the evolution of the story to come. And I don't want to call my shots now, and this is a notification to her as much as it is to you, but I anticipate having a fellow YouTuber, Joe Plays Games, on the channel in very short order to discuss what could potentially be happening in those trenches in the coming days. And that is everything that I wanted to touch on, and everything that they have to share. So good things going on for Vermintide, which, as we can see, they're still getting a trickle of content, even for those players that remain. Still a classic game to this day, but very, very big things on the horizon for Darktide. And I just wanted to one more time say how absolutely chuffed I am. I don't know why I wanted to use that word, but absolutely chuffed I am with the progress that this game has made. Getting 2 classes within 6 months is way more than I could have anticipated, and I think that it is going to be a major, major evolution for the game, and I am so excited for what next year might bring. Let me know in the comments what you think it is, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you for watching Sloptide News. Mystery out. Bye-bye.